From the heart of Bohemia, a melody emerged. It resonated across continents, captivating audiences with its simple beauty and powerful emotion. This was the music of Antonín Dvořák, a composer who rose from humble beginnings to become a giant of the Romantic era. His story is a testament to the power of talent, perseverance, and a deep love for one's roots. Dvořák's music transcends borders and speaks to the universal human experience. Born in a small village near Prague, Dvořák's journey began far from the grand concert halls he would one day fill. Yet even as a young boy, his musical talent was undeniable. He poured his heart into his compositions, drawing inspiration from the folk melodies of his homeland. These melodies, rich with the spirit of Bohemia, would become the foundation of his unique musical voice. Dvořák's genius lay in his ability to blend these folk influences with the sophistication of classical forms. He created a sound that was both familiar and groundbreaking, accessible yet undeniably brilliant. His symphonies, chamber works and operas are now staples of the classical repertoire, performed and cherished by musicians and audiences worldwide. Dvořák's path to musical greatness was not paved with privilege. He faced numerous challenges, from financial hardship to the skepticism of those who saw his rural background as a disadvantage. But Dvořák's spirit remained undeterred. He persevered, honing his craft with unwavering dedication. His big break came in 1877 when he won a prestigious award for his composition Moravian Duets. This recognition opened doors, leading to a meeting with the renowned composer Johannes Brahms. Brahms, recognizing Dvořák's extraordinary talent, became a lifelong friend and mentor. He championed Dvořák's music, helping to introduce it to a wider audience. With Brahms' support, Dvořák's career flourished. He embarked on international tours, conducting his own works to great acclaim. His music resonated deeply with audiences who were captivated by its warmth, sincerity, and undeniable Czech spirit. Dvořák's fame spread like wildfire, establishing him as one of the leading composers of his time. Despite his international success, Dvořák never forgot his roots. The melodies and rhythms of his Bohemian homeland remained a constant source of inspiration. This is perhaps most evident in his most famous work, the Symphony No. 9 from the New World. Written during his time in America, the symphony is a fascinating blend of Czech folk idioms and the spirit of the American landscape. Dvořák was captivated by the music he heard in America, particularly the songs of African Americans and Native Americans. He believed that these musical traditions held the key to creating a truly American style of classical music. The New World Symphony is a testament to Dvořák's ability to absorb and transform these influences, weaving them into a tapestry of sound that is both deeply personal and universally appealing. It is a work that speaks of longing, discovery, and the enduring power of one's cultural heritage. The symphony stands as a towering achievement in musical history, a testament to the genius of Antonín Dvořák. The year was 1841. In the quaint Bohemian village of Nelahozeves, a new life began. Antonín Dvořák was born into a world steeped in music. His father, František, was the village butcher and innkeeper. František played the zither, filling the air with melodies. Young Antonín was immersed in this vibrant musical atmosphere. He would sit, mesmerized by the sounds of the zither. The rhythms and melodies of his Bohemian heritage planted the seeds of a musical destiny. Even as a toddler, Antonín displayed an uncanny ability to distinguish different notes and rhythms. The villagers marveled at his perfect timing. Life in Nelahozeves was simple but filled with music. On Sundays, the church bells would ring out, calling the villagers to Mass. Antonín was captivated by the sound of the organ. He would linger after the service, listening intently. This early exposure to religious music influenced his compositions. The beauty of the Bohemian countryside left an indelible mark on Dvořák. The rolling hills, whispering forests, and flowing river shaped his musical imagination. Nature's symphony intertwined with his childhood melodies. This deep connection to his homeland remained constant throughout his life. Recognizing his son's extraordinary talent, František began teaching Antonín music. The zither became his first instrument and he quickly mastered it. Soon, Antonín was playing alongside his father at the inn. Word of the young prodigy spread throughout the village. His uncle, Antonín Zeman, took him under his wing. Under Zeman's tutelage, Antonín learned violin and organ. Zeman introduced him to Mozart, Beethoven and Schubert. He began composing short pieces, hinting at his genius. The decision to steer Antonín away from music weighed heavily on František. He recognized his son's extraordinary gift, but the realities of their humble life made him wary. Music offered an uncertain future, fraught with financial instability. He wanted a more secure life for his son. One evening, as Antonín practiced his violin, František approached him. The sound of his son's playing stirred conflicting emotions within him. He placed a hand on Antonín's shoulder. "Son, you have a gift from God himself." Antonín looked up at his father. He knew this conversation would be a defining moment. The fate of his musical aspirations hung in the balance. František continued, "But music is a fickle mistress. It can bring both great joy and great sorrow. I want a better life for you." Antonín listened intently. He understood his father's concerns, but music was his calling. He knew he couldn't turn his back on it. Nelohozevs, with its simplicity, could no longer contain Antonín's talent. Prague, the bustling capital, beckoned with musical opportunity. The city was a centre of culture, home to renowned conservatories and concert halls. At 16, Antonín embarked on the journey to Prague. Leaving his village filled him with excitement and trepidation. He carried his family's hopes and dreams. Prague was a whirlwind of sights and sounds. The grand architecture and bustling markets were a far cry from Nelohozevs. Amidst the chaos, Antonín found solace in the music scene. He enrolled in the Prague Organ School, eager for formal training. The Prague Organ School, with its demanding curriculum, proved to be a crucible for Antonín's talent. He excelled in his studies, impressing his teachers with his natural musicality. However, life in Prague was not without its challenges. Financial hardship forced Antonín to make difficult choices. Yet, he persevered, his love for music fueling his determination. He found solace in the company of fellow musicians. Through these trials, Antonín musical voice began to emerge. Leaving the structured world of the Prague Organ School, Dvořák stepped into the unpredictable realm of professional music. He was a young man with raw talent, fueled by ambition and a burning desire to share his music with the world. But the path before him was fraught with challenges. Jobs were scarce, competition was fierce, and the support of patrons, often fickle and fleeting, was crucial for survival. Dvořák's first foray into the professional world was as a violist in the orchestra of the Bohemian Provisional Theatre Orchestra. Conducted by the renowned Bedřich Smetana, a champion of Czech nationalism in music, the orchestra was a melting pot of talent, a training ground for aspiring musicians. For Dvořák, it was a baptism by fire. Long hours, demanding rehearsals, and the pressure of performing night after night honed his skills as a musician. He learned the intricacies of orchestral playing, the subtle interplay between instruments, the art of blending into a cohesive whole. But more importantly, he observed Smetana, a master of his craft, a conductor who breathed life into music with passion and precision. The theatre, with its diverse repertoire of operas, ballets and operettas, exposed Dvořák to a wide range of musical styles. He absorbed these influences, studying the scores, analysing the orchestration, dissecting the techniques of composers from Mozart to Verdi. He was a sponge, soaking up knowledge, honing his craft, preparing for the day when his own voice would be heard. While playing in the orchestra provided a steady income, Dvořák yearned for a creative outlet. He continued composing, filling his evenings and precious free hours with feverish writing sessions. His small apartment, cluttered with sheet music and instruments, became his sanctuary. a world where melodies danced in his head and spilled onto paper. He drew inspiration from the world around him, the bustling streets of Prague, the quiet beauty of the Bohemian countryside, the joys and sorrows of everyday life. He composed chamber music, piano pieces and songs, often sharing them with friends and colleagues, seeking their feedback, honing his craft with each composition. Recognition, when it came, arrived unexpectedly. In 1875, Dvořák submitted a composition, his String Quartet No. 5 in F minor, to the Austrian State Prize for Composition, a prestigious competition that had eluded him in previous years. To his astonishment, he won. The prize, a substantial sum of money, provided Dvořák with a much-needed financial cushion, but more importantly, it brought his music to the attention of prominent figures in the European music scene, including the renowned critic Eduard Hanslick. Hanslick, impressed by Dvořák's originality and craftsmanship, became an early champion of his work. Word of Dvořák's talent reached Johannes Brahms, a towering figure in the Romantic era, a composer whose music resonated with audiences and critics alike. Brahms, known for his meticulous craftsmanship and deep emotional depth, saw in Dvořák a kindred spirit, a composer who shared his love for melody and his reverence for folk traditions. A meeting was arranged, and the two composers, despite their age difference and contrasting personalities, formed an immediate bond. Brahms, recognizing Dvořák's immense talent, became his mentor, guide and friend. He opened doors for the younger composer, introducing him to influential publishers and conductors, helping him navigate the often treacherous waters of the music world. Through Brahms' connections, Dvořák's music found its way to the renowned publishing house of Simrock. Simrock, impressed by the originality and freshness of Dvořák's compositions, offered him a publishing contract, a turning point in his career. Suddenly, Dvořák's music was being distributed throughout Europe, reaching a wider audience, garnering critical acclaim. Brahms's support extended beyond the practicalities of the music business. He provided Dvořák with encouragement, constructive criticism, and a sympathetic ear. He recognized the younger composer's insecurities, his doubts about his abilities, and provided him with the confidence he needed to flourish. With a growing reputation and the support of influential figures like Brahms and Simrock, Dvořák's career flourished. He composed at a feverish pace, pouring his energy into a wide range of genres: chamber music, piano works, songs and orchestral pieces. His music, deeply rooted in Czech folk traditions, yet infused with a universal appeal, resonated with audiences. His Slavonic dances, inspired by the folk music of Bohemia, became an instant success. Full of infectious rhythms and vibrant melodies, the dances captured the spirit of Dvořák's homeland. They were performed throughout Europe, establishing him as a leading composer of his generation. Dvořák's orchestral work showcased his growing mastery of orchestration, creating a kaleidoscope of sound. Dvořák's success did not come without its challenges. He was a private man, uncomfortable with the trappings of fame. The demands of public appearances and the pressure to produce masterpieces took their toll. He sought solace in his family, friends, and music. He continued to draw inspiration from his homeland, composing works like the Czech Suite and the Moravian Duets. These pieces resonated deeply with Czech audiences, solidifying his status as a national treasure. Through it all, Dvořák remained true to himself, his music reflecting his love for his homeland and belief in the power of music. No exploration of Dvořák's genius can ignore his Symphony No. 9 in E minor from the New World. Composed during his tenure as director of the National Conservatory of Music in New York City, this symphony stands as a testament to Dvořák's ability to absorb and transform the spirit of a place into music. America, with its vast landscapes and diverse cultures, captivated Dvořák's imagination. He immersed himself in the music he encountered, particularly the spirituals of African Americans and the melodies of Native Americans. The New World Symphony is not a simple pastiche of American folk tunes. Instead, Dvořák masterfully weaves these influences into the fabric of his own musical language. The symphony premiered in 1893 at Carnegie Hall to rapturous applause. It was an instant success, hailed by critics as a masterpiece of the Romantic era. While the New World Symphony may be Dvořák's most famous work, his Slavonic dances hold a special place in his heart. Composed in 2 sets, these dances are a vibrant celebration of Dvořák's Bohemian heritage. Inspired by the folk dances of his homeland, the Slavonic dances are a whirlwind of infectious rhythms and dazzling orchestral colours. Each dance is a miniature masterpiece, capturing the spirit and energy of a particular dance form or regional style. The Slavonic dances were an immediate success, bringing Dvořák international recognition. Their popularity has never waned, frequently performed in concert halls around the world. Dvořák's Cello Concerto in B minor, Opus 104, stands as one of the towering achievements in the cello repertoire. Composed in 1894 to 95, it is a work of profound emotional depth and technical brilliance. The concerto is a conversation between the cello and the orchestra, a dialogue between the human voice and the vastness of the cosmos. The cello sings of love, loss and longing, while the orchestra provides a backdrop of breathtaking beauty. The concerto's slow movement, a deeply moving adagio, is a particular highlight. The cello concerto was an immediate success, hailed by critics as one of the greatest cello concertos ever written. Dvořák's String Quartet No. 12 in F major, Opus 96, known as the American Quartet, offers a fascinating glimpse into the composer's experience in the New World. Composed in 1893, during a summer holiday in Spillville, Iowa, the quartet is imbued with the spirit of the American heartland. While the quartet does not directly quote American folk melodies, it captures the essence of American music in its open harmonies and infectious rhythms. The first movement evokes the vastness of the American prairie and the pioneering spirit of its people. The American Quartet was an instant success, praised for its freshness and originality. It quickly became one of Dvořák's most popular chamber works. Dvořák's operatic masterpiece, Rusalka, is a hauntingly beautiful fairy tale set to music. Premiered in Prague in 1901, the opera tells the story of Rusalka, a water nymph who falls in love with a human prince. Rusalka yearns to become human to be with her beloved, but her wish comes at a terrible price. Dvořák's music perfectly captures the opera's blend of romance, tragedy, and supernatural elements. The opera features some of Dvořák's most memorable melodies, including Rusalka's heartbreaking aria, Song to the Moon. Rusalka was a triumph for Dvořák, cementing his reputation as a master of opera. Antonín Dvořák's impact on the world of music extends far beyond the notes he penned. He was a national hero, a global icon, and a composer whose work transcended geographical boundaries and cultural differences. In his native Bohemia, he was hailed as a musical prophet, capturing the soul of his people in his music. His music became synonymous with Czech national identity, a source of pride and inspiration. But Dvořák's appeal extended far beyond the borders of his homeland. His music, with its universal themes of love, longing, joy and sorrow, spoke to audiences around the world. His symphonies, chamber works and operas were performed in concert halls globally, captivating audiences with their emotional depth and melodic richness. Dvořák's legacy is not confined to classical music. His influence can be heard in film scores, folk music, jazz and popular music. Dvorak's music remains a cornerstone of the classical repertoire, performed and cherished by orchestras, chamber ensembles, and soloists around the world. His symphonies, particularly the Symphony No. 9 from the New World, are perennial favourites. His chamber works, such as the American String Quartet and the Piano Quintet No. 2 in A major, are staples of chamber music concerts, and his cello concerto remains a touchstone for cellists worldwide. Dvorak's operas, though less frequently performed, are experiencing a resurgence in popularity. Rusalka, with its haunting melodies and fairy tale setting, is captivating new generations of opera lovers. Dvorak's impact on music extends beyond his own compositions. He was a passionate advocate for the music of his homeland and a champion of folk traditions. He believed that folk music was the lifeblood of a nation's musical identity. His use of Bohemian folk rhythms and melodies inspired a generation of Czech composers. Dvorak's influence on the use of folk elements in classical music can be felt far beyond Bohemia. Dvorak's time in America had a profound impact on his music and on the development of American classical music itself. He arrived in New York in 1892 to serve as director of the National Conservatory of Music. Dvorak embraced his role with enthusiasm, immersing himself in the musical life of his adopted country. He was particularly drawn to the music of African Americans and Native Americans. He encouraged his American students to draw inspiration from their own cultural backgrounds. Dvorak put his theories into practice in his own American-inspired works, such as the New World Symphony and the American String Quartet. Antonín Dvořák's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of music to transcend borders and touch the depths of the human spirit. He was a composer who spoke from the heart, his music infused with sincerity and warmth. His symphonies, chamber works, operas and choral music are performed in concert halls around the world. His melodies have become part of the global musical landscape. Dvorak's belief in the power of music to unite and inspire continues to resonate today. The music of Antonín Dvořák is a gift to the world, a melody that will continue to echo through the ages. Despite his international fame, Antonín Dvořák remained a man of simple tastes and deep humility. He was most at ease in the Bohemian countryside, surrounded by nature's symphony and the warmth of his family. He found solace in gardening, tending to his pigeons, and indulging his fascination with locomotives. He shunned the spotlight, preferring the company of close friends and family. Dvorak's humility was evident in his approach to composing, believing that music was a gift to be shared. His down-to-earth nature endeared him to many, remembered for his infectious laugh and unwavering passion for his homeland and its music. Dvorak's personal life was marked by both great joy and profound sorrow. In 1873, he married Anna Chermakova, a singer and the sister of his close friend Joseph Chermak. Anna was a constant source of love and support, managing his affairs, raising their children, and providing him with the stability he craved. Together they had 9 children, though tragedy struck several times as 3 of their children died in infancy. Dvorak poured his grief into his music, his compositions reflecting both the joys of fatherhood and the profound sorrow of losing a child. Anna's death in 1903 devastated Dvorak. He was lost without his beloved wife, his companion, and his muse. He found solace in his music, composing some of his most poignant works in the wake of her passing. Throughout his life, Dvorak's family remained his anchor, his sanctuary from the demands of his career and the vagaries of fame. His love for his wife and children shines through in his music, adding a layer of emotional depth and personal resonance to his compositions. Beyond the world of music, Dvorak had several unusual passions. He was an avid breeder of pigeons, spending hours in his dovecote, tending to his birds with the same care and attention he lavished on his compositions. He was particularly fond of a breed known as the Czech tumbler, renowned for their aerial acrobatics. This passion for pigeons might seem at odds with his musical genius, but for Dvořák, the two were intertwined. He saw in the flight of birds a parallel to the soaring melodies he created. He once remarked that listening to his pigeons cooing inspired some of his most beautiful themes. Another of Dvořák's unusual passions was trains. He was fascinated by locomotives, their power, their speed, and their ability to connect distant places. He would often spend hours at train stations, mesmerized by the arrival and departure of trains, sketching their intricate mechanisms in his notebook. This fascination with technology, with the modern world encroaching on his beloved Bohemia, found its way into his music. The rhythmic drive of his Slavonic dances, the relentless energy of his scherzos, the sense of momentum that propels his symphonies forward, all hint at his fascination with the power and dynamism of the industrial age. Despite his aversion to the limelight, Dvořák's genius did not go unnoticed by the academic world. In 1890, he received an honorary doctorate from the Czech University in Prague, a recognition of his significant contributions to Czech music and culture. This was followed by an honorary doctorate from Cambridge University in 1891, a testament to his international stature and the respect he commanded from the European musical elite. Dvořák, ever humble, was said to have been somewhat overwhelmed by these accolades, viewing them as a tribute to his beloved Bohemia as much as to himself. Despite these honours, Dvořák never forgot his roots. He remained deeply connected to his homeland, its people, and its musical heritage. He continued to draw inspiration from Bohemian folk traditions throughout his career, his music a testament to the enduring power of his cultural identity. Even as he achieved international fame and recognition, Dvořák remained grounded, a simple man who found joy in the simple pleasures of life, his family, his music, his pigeons, and the occasional glimpse of a speeding locomotive. Antonín Dvořák's musical legacy extended beyond his own extraordinary talent. He passed his love for music down to his children, several of whom followed in his footsteps. His son, Ottokar, became a composer and conductor, while his daughter, Magdalena, was a gifted pianist. Dvořák's impact on the world of music is immeasurable. He helped to elevate Czech music to the world stage, demonstrating the power and beauty of his homeland's folk traditions. He inspired generations of composers with his innovative use of folk elements in classical forms, paving the way for a new wave of nationalistic music. His music continues to resonate with audiences around the world, its universal themes of love, longing, joy and sorrow transcending cultural boundaries and speaking to the very heart of the human experience. Dvořák's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of music to connect, to inspire and to remind us of the shared humanity that binds us all. His melodies will continue to echo through the ages, a gift from the heart of Bohemia to the world. Antonín Dvořák's journey, from the humble cobblestone streets of Nelahozeves to the grand concert halls of the world, is a testament to the transformative power of music. Born into a world steeped in Bohemian folk traditions, he inherited a legacy of melody and rhythm that would forever shape his musical voice. From his early days playing the zither alongside his father in their village inn, to his triumphs as a celebrated composer on the international stage, Dvořák remained deeply connected to his roots. The spirit of Bohemia, with its infectious dances, its melancholic songs, and its profound connection to nature, infused every note he wrote. Dvořák's genius lay not only in his innate musicality, but also in his ability to blend these folk influences with the sophistication of the Western classical tradition. He created a sound that was both familiar and groundbreaking, accessible yet undeniably brilliant. His symphonies, with their soaring melodies and orchestral brilliance, captured the hearts of audiences worldwide. His chamber works, intimate and profound, revealed the depths of his emotional landscape. His operas, steeped in folklore and infused with dramatic intensity, transported audiences to magical realms. And through it all, the spirit of his beloved Bohemia shone through, a testament to the enduring power of cultural heritage. Antonín Dvořák's music continues to resonate with audiences more than a century after his death. His symphonies, particularly the beloved New World Symphony, remain cornerstones of the orchestral repertoire, their melodies as fresh and evocative as the day they were written. His chamber works, from the intimate dialogues of his string quartets to the virtuosic brilliance of his cello concerto, grace concert halls worldwide, captivating audiences with their emotional depth and technical mastery. Dvořák's legacy extends far beyond the concert hall. His impact can be felt in the work of countless composers who followed in his footsteps, inspired by his innovative use of folk elements and his ability to capture the spirit of a place in music. His melodies have found their way into film scores, popular songs, and even the ringtones of our digital age, a testament to their enduring appeal. But perhaps Dvořák's greatest legacy lies in his ability to connect with listeners on a deeply human level. His music, regardless of its form or complexity, speaks to the heart. It evokes the joys and sorrows of the human experience, the longing for connection, the comfort of home, the awe-inspiring beauty of the natural world. It is a language that transcends borders, cultures, and generations, a testament to the enduring power of music to unite us all in a shared experience of beauty and emotion. Antonín Dvořák, the humble boy from Nela Hozevis, became a citizen of the world through the universal language of his music.